Live from the heart of New York City, it's the morning show with Mike and Juliet. Today, Thursday, Relationship 101. Are you a big spender or a super saver? We reveal what your financial personality is and if you and your mate are a good match when it comes to the #1 cause of divorce. And now, your hosts, Mike Jarek and Juliet Huddy.
Thank you all.
All right, welcome to this week's Relationship 101. Here's a little question for our audience, Johnny, if you can get a shot of them. Who thinks sex is the cause of most fights in a couple? The lady on the one? Kids. Who thinks kids?
Sorry?
Kids? How about children?
I have children.
Did they cause fights in your family? Forget it.
So
Mike, what's the answer here?
Well, the frustrated woman on the second row is wrong. According to a recent survey by Money Magazine, maybe they're biased, more than twice as many couples reported that finances were a problem in their marriage. More of a problem than sex.
And here's what you had to say on the topic.
When trying to find a mate, most people examine their potential partner's personalities, like their social personality. Are they bubbly or bashful? Or their sex personality? Are they wild in the boudoir? Or does their idea of a good time in bed involve a good book? And do their personality traits match yours? But many overlook one very, very important thing: money. Considering it's responsible for a whole lot of household drama, how can people tell if their financial personalities are going to mesh? What if you're a spender and he's a saver? Or if you're a saver and he's a spender? Or you're both spenders? Although the folks at Macy's would probably be pretty happy, how are your financial personalities going to affect your relationship?
I'd say she's the spender.
I'm the spender.
I save better than her, I think.
But we don't save very well at all. I think we're
Bad
both
savers.
spenders.
Too much penny pinching is not fun either. What if there's like a really cool vacation or like a nice thing to do on the weekend? You don't want anybody that's penny pinching.
Mostly saver.
I am too. We've been married for 34 years and we wouldn't have made it this far if one of us was a crazy spender. At this point, I'd like us both to be savers. It would make life a lot easier and less stressful.
Here to help us figure out what our financial personalities are, financial fitness coach Sanyika Calloway Boyce.
And relationship expert and author of If This Is Love, Why Am I So Unhappy? Scott Kudia is with us. Okay, so let's start. And first, we're going to talk about the money miser personality. What's that?
The money miser is basically a code word for saying this is a hoarder. This is somebody who doesn't really have a healthy or fun relationship with money. They kind of hold it, they keep it together, and they're not really enjoying what money has the ability to do for them.
Scott, is that who you are?
Ooh, you know, we're going to talk about what I am in a second, because I'm kind of a mix of I spend and then I save. So I kind of go until I can't, and then I have to save a little.
Is miser a bad word, though?
Miser is not a bad word, and I think this is not about one personality style being better or worse than the other. It's just recognizing it first so that you can identify this is how I operate, and how can we merge them together and make them work.
Well, speaking of merging together, who does the miser typically attract?
Well, we tend to attract opposites initially. Initially, this is what we're going to be attracted to because we think it's going to complete us. Hey, you're the yin to my yang. If I'm the spender and you're the saver, let's get together. But what happens in the long term is it actually separates them.
So you're talking the miser would hook up with what you call the money Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Beads flying.
Yes. Beads flying, having fun. You know, it's all about living for the moment. It's spending as if there is no tomorrow and then going, oh my gosh, there's tomorrow and it's here. And so those opposites tend to attract because you see something about the other person that you respond to. You're going, okay, if I could be a little bit more tempered with my money, that'd be cool. And the other person, and the other person says, I'd like to have a little bit more fun. The challenge is when you get both personalities full force, it actually causes a division.
I being attracted to both, and we'll talk about the money mixer, more financial personalities, when we come right back. Somebody could go both. Hey, we are back talking about money matching and how to get in financial sync with your partner.
Back with us, financial fitness coach Sanyika Calloway Boyce, and relationship expert Scott Kudia. We were talking about money Mardi Gras, the spend money. Yeah, miser. Now we're the mixer.
The mixer. So the mixer is sort of like a binger. The pendulum swings one side to the other. There's not really a middle ground. So it's either I'm going into that saving mode, I'm saving, I'm not having any fun with money, so much so that when the pendulum swings all the way to the other side, I'm spending everything, I'm kind of binging in a way.
Yes,
so
Scott, that's kind of you on that one?
Yeah, what's interesting, well, you said, that's kind of the way I swing. Yeah,
swing both ways.
I don't really
when it comes to money.
Well, what happens is that, this mixer will, when the pendulum is up and they're party, spend, they're attracted to Mardi Gras. But then the pendulum swings and they become miser, and then their Mardi Gras partner wakes up one morning and looks at their new miser and says, "Who the heck are you?"
Who are you?
Yeah.
What about the money misfit?
The money misfit is what I call the avoider. They're people who's like, don't confuse me with the facts. I've already got it figured out. I don't need to open my bills. I don't need to balance my checkbook. They're avoiding they're avoiding dealing with their money issues, and so they don't have the ability to create a foundation.
If you don't open the bill, you don't have to pay it.
I feel like that person would be really good with a money miser who watches over intently.
Yeah, that seems right.
It could be. They tend more towards the Mardi Gras, but a miser is just fine. The miser might actually like that because they don't want any questions asked. Don't ask me. I'm the expert. I'll handle everything.
But the misfit would drive a lot of the other personalities crazy.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely crazy.
It's
absolutely
true.
crazy. And the interesting thing is one of the other money styles is the money, somebody who's money motivated. And the money motivated person is someone who amass amounts of money. And they have a set point. If they go below that point, it leads them into a level of depression. They feel like they're a failure. When they have a certain amount of money, they feel confident. They feel assured. They feel like, okay, I'm motivated by having this money. So their esteem and their self-worth is actually attached to how much they have.
It seems as if the opposites are the best suited for each other.
Well, in the
you
short
didn't
term,
learn anything.
That's the way I'm going with it.
Well, but
I want to be with a miser because I have a tendency to spend.
Okay, in the short term, you guys would do great. But in the long term, your differences are going to be augmented. Because what's going to happen is, sooner or later, a spender is going to say, you need to save. And saver's going to say, you need to save.
You're going to say, you want to know.
I want to go on vacation.
Exactly. They're going to go to
that personality is that when you...
I like the compromise.
There needs to be a compromise. There needs to be a compromise. First, there needs to be an understanding and a respect. It's not about one person being bad and the other person not being bad. And usually when the opposites come together and they clash, it's like you're not saving, and the other person is saying you save too much. So it's about first understanding and respecting each other, and after you do that, then you have to agree on a common goal. And once you get to a common goal, then you can both come together, because regardless of what your personalities are, you're working towards a common goal.
I like the way our money person came together with our relationship.
Oh, yes.
It's beautiful.
Money, love,
I hope it has helped you as well. Coming up next, shoplifting secrets exposed. Wait till you see these tapes. Security cameras inside a store.